One of the things I increasingly see is infrared panels. And I mean, I don't know if they're a good idea or a bad idea, and I don't know where the technology is going with them. What's your view of infrared panels? What kind of buildings do they work well in? What kind of buildings do they not work well in? What are the pros and cons?
Okay, so basically, conventional heating systems use convection to heat homes, while an infrared panel heating system uses radiation. So this means that actually, rather than warming up the entire area and the air within the room, it actually heats people and furnishings, which means that it becomes a lot more economical way. Yeah. So if we have to compare, infrareds actually work like the sun. So when you are on the sun, you get the sunlight, and then you are heated, and when you don't, you don't. So basically, that's how it works. That's how this works. There's pros and cons on this technology. Like anything else, well, not like anything else, but infrared heating panels are actually very cheap. You can have them as mirrors, you can have them at lots of different things, which means that they are very cool. Because they are very small and very thin, it also means that you don't have to have the space for the radiators. So it's great when you have these big grand design rooms which have nothing. And in a way, you would think, oh, you put the underfloor heating and then the heating goes up, and then obviously you lose the heat as it goes up. While the infrared heating panels will just not do that. Now, they also require very small maintenance, so it's very much, once you put them in, you just kind of like forget about them, so it's not, so that's a great thing to do it. Yeah. And then in the property world, one of the things that everybody's talking about is the fact that because there's not movement of the air, then there's no, you get this ventilation without removing of hot air. And then because of that, then you don't get mold. So they are claiming, and I don't know this, and this is something that I'm very keen to actually observe and look into myself, whether is it really true that you don't get any mold on HMOs. Now, because there are contra things. There are other benefits that are claimed, which is very good for dust allergies and asthma, because because it doesn't, again, because the air is not moving, so it's static. You are heating up a body, either a human being or a table or whatever you want to do. So that's why, and obviously there are silence.
So I understand it does heat things as well as live things.
That's correct. Yes. So you can set up the heatings, and you can set up the temperatures, and you can reach really nice, comfortable temperatures.
But doesn't the air still feel cold? Because the air's not being. So if it's a cold winter's day, you might feel warm, but surely you breathe out and you'll still get, exhalation, steam coming out of your mouth because the air's cold.
Absolutely, because that is exactly what it is. So you don't feel the heat you don't feel the cold because your body is heated. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's what it's called. I mean, and to be honest, they are super cheap to install. So you're talking about really, really way cheap way with it. However, there are some associated health risks, and some of them they say that they can be questions over safety, because the panels do get the roof panels get heated out to about 180 degrees Celsius, and the wall panels up to 90 degrees. So they are claiming that they are family friendly, but I don't know when was the last time that you touched a 90-degree heat panel and you didn't get burned. So I don't really know how is that safe. So that's where I'm just thinking there's loads of benefits about it. It seems to be a great technology, But at the same time, EPC does not recognize them because EPC looks at infrared panels the same way that it looks at traditional heater, electric convention heater. So you get worse performance. Again, is it because the EPC has not caught up, exactly the same as with the heat pumps, and they don't see the efficiency? Yes, but their argument is you are not moving air. You are just moving, sorry, you are not heating air. You are heating things, living and non-living things. So therefore, it works exactly the same as a conventional heater, and that's why it should be graded at the same level. And this is Raquel Queral. If you have any more questions or want to know a little bit more about how we work and how we can potentially work together, just drop me an email at thegreenlandlady@gmail.com. Thank you very much and have a good evening.